about how if a coach gets a technical, that the other coach should shoot a free throw instead of a player. I saw somebody was just like, dude, that'd be funny.
Like, it'd be crazy. Like, you have to have a coach.
Greg Popovich, Jesus Christ.
Like, damn. You lost because your coach came out.
Yeah, last second technical, and Greg Popovich has to shoot it for the win. He makes everybody storms the court.
Or you have, like, Steve Kerr as your head coach, and he just looks at the ref, like, it's a tie game. He looks at the ref and he goes, fuck you. Or he get, like, I don't know, he somehow gets, like, attack on the other side, and then now you got Steve Kerr shooting some free throws.
Free throws percentage shooting.
Yeah. Bang, bang. All right. Let's do some abbreviations here. So do we want to plan real fast what we're talking about? Besides the NBA Finals?
Yeah, obviously, I'll go on my rant, then we'll talk NBA Finals and what we thought of the series. You're going to say it's boring. That's fine. Then we'll, maybe outlook on some free agency stuff. Like, I don't know if you've heard, but, like, new NBA rules right after the season ends. So, like, midnight after the last NBA Finals game, teams that have players either that are potential free agents this offseason or are eligible for contract extensions can now, like today, can sign contract extensions legally. No tampering or anything. So if there's somebody on your team that's eligible or about to be a free agent that could sign an extension with you eligible, they can sign it before free agency even happens.
So Miles Bridges could...
Yeah. So we can talk about different
But,
teams
technically, he wouldn't be signing an extension. He'd be signing a brand new contract with that.
Yes, I don't know if that... But I just know it's their free agents that haven't hit free agency yet. So, like, Klay Thompson's one of those people. Donovan Mitchell can sign his extension with the Cavs if he wants to. Jason Tatum can sign his Supermax. Luka can sign his Supermax. Derek White can sign his contract extension. Like, a bunch of different people. Paul George can sign a contract extension. That's a big one as well. So we can kind of talk about free agency. We can make like early predictions if you want to for like the next season. Like, what do you think your team's going to do? What do I think my team's going to do? Who's going to be fighting it out for the NBA championship next year? We can do that if we want to, or we can just do that for another day.
No, we can do it. Way too early. Predictions. Okay.
Other than that,
I'm gonna talk about going to soccer. Well, I'll bring that up. Yeah, I'll bring that up. Going to soccer. I'll talk about it's a. I'll bring. This is a lot. We're doing a Scooter Van Gogh lock this week. I'll bring that up and bring up my. Yeah. This is going to happen. I've foreseen the future. No script this time. Just future talk.
We can talk about the Olympics that are coming up. Like, Kawhi Leonard might not be a part of Team USA because of injury. So there's rumors that Derek White might take his spot. I got some takes on that, Derek White, but we really not going to have the finals fucking MVP on the Olympic roster.
Yeah.
Like, he already got left off initially. That's fine. He wasn't the Eastern Conference Finals MVP or Finals MVP yet. But now a spot opens, and you're really about to make 3 people on the Celtics on that roster, but one of them isn't the Finals MVP. Like, that's crazy, but we can talk about that, or like other people that could take a spot.
Yeah, because wait, who dropped out?
Kawhi Leonard might drop out with injury.
Yeah, but
he was the last guy to join the roster as well. He was the last guy to commit to it.
Okay, so I got NBA Finals, NBA free agents, NBA way too early predictions, Olympic stuff. I go to soccer, and then really, there's nothing else I've really been keeping track of. I mean, unless you want to talk about like some Chief stuff where that guy got arrested again for like the second time, and is he? Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I just saw him in the news, so I didn't know. Yeah, get him out.
We don't need him.
But besides that, has there been any Lakers news or any JJ Redick?
Well, I mean, so on Get Up today, Jay Williams, they're talking. Like about like the Celtics and like Celtics or Lakers, like who's primed for like the next, like who to win the next one? Can the Lakers tie? Can the Celtics separate themselves? And they're like, he's like, well, good luck to JJ Redick next year, first time head coach, blah blah blah. And someone was like, you leaking this right now? You dropping?
Wait, who said that?
Jay Williams.
Okay.
Like on Get Up this morning.
Right, we can talk about that too. Nice.
Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, well, we can talk a bunch of NBA rumors, like Lakers next head coach and all different stuff that could happen this offseason.
Right, cool.
Klay Thompson leaving and
All right, then I'll look back to that.
We can ask some. I don't think I ever asked you if you could remove a Super Bowl appearance from the Panthers and replace it with an NBA Finals appearance from the Hornets. Would you do it?
Yeah,
I
but
don't think I ever asked you that question. But.
Yeah, you have, but
On the podcast.
I don't think I ever answered it on the podcast.
I might ask that. We'll see.
Okay, that's fine. No, I'll answer it. It has to be the same outcome though. They lose anyways.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, that sucks. Oh yeah, everybody take a drink real quick. Everybody get a little swig.
I'm chugging that shit. I'm jumping off the fucking walls.
Hello, everybody. I'm Scooter Van Gogh. Welcome back to On Defense, the only sports podcast that you are allowed to listen to. I'm Scooter Van Gogh on X. You can find me at Scooter Van Gogh. I'm here, as always, with a boy who's he's just so happy right now. He's at Roman Rubio 14 on X, and his name is Roman Rubio. As always, he's here.
Who would thunk it?
Yeah, who would have thunk that's his name? But he's here. He's happy. The Boston Celtics are the NBA champions once again.
Yep. You are right, Scooter. I am over the moon wearing my Finals MVP Jaylen Brown jersey right now.
Oh, yeah.
Loving it. But we got a great show today. Outside of the NBA Finals, I mean, we're going to be talking about NBA offseason news, like what to look forward to for the season ahead, what we're looking forward to. We can even kind of, talk about some good moments like that happened this season, like stuff maybe we want to talk about. Talk about like the Olympics that are coming up and potential like USA rosters and other rosters. And then even look ahead, make some early predictions. Who's going to be hoisting this trophy next year? Who knows? What do we think?
Oh, for the NBA?
Yeah.
We're looking at the crystal ball and
We'll be looking at the crystal ball and seeing what we think is going to happen next year. See if you got that script like you thought you did for the
They
NBA
changed
Finals.
it.
They
I
must have
swear.
changed it.
Adam Silver, you sneaky boy.
And then
I had it. I read it. And then he made me look like a damn fool.
And then talk about Scooter going on a little adventure the next couple days.
Yeah.
We'll talk about his little journey and maybe an absolute lock of the week that could set the rest of you up for a while.
For a little bit, at least.
Anyways, to start us off, 4-1, the NBA Finals is over. The Celtics hoist banner 18, a wire-to-wire victory, the third wire-to-wire victory in a closeout game in NBA Finals history. Your thoughts before I go on my little rant.
Man, I've been saying it kind of throughout this whole thing that it just sucks that y'all have been so dominant against this team at times that it just made a lot of the games boring.
Yeah.
Every time when they've always had a little bit of a comeback push, it seems like when y'all would get a really, really large lead.
Yeah.
It did not seem to happen last night.
No.
I don't think they ever came back close. And
I've never been so on the edge of my seat for an 18-point lead because I figured it was coming at some point, and it never did. And that's cool.
I think we saw a crowd just destroy Kyrie Irving.
Dude.
Like they kept the energy. Yeah, every home game that y'all had, booing every time he touched the ball, just getting in his head. Like you could just tell Kyrie he did not like playing.
He was
there.
a different guy in Dallas. He was a different type of player, both either in Dallas or in Boston. He was different, played different both times.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I felt like Luka. The crowd wasn't going at Luka as hard as I felt like they were going at Kyrie because it was just a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I just felt like Luka just kept playing his game and kept.
Insane.
Luka was not the problem.
No.
Luka had a great year, a great playoff run, and I think, unfortunately, his second star just mentally got worked. And then all the stand-up, role players that they had, P.J. Washington went back to Hornets P.J. Washington. That the P.J. Washington that we saw in the finals was the P.J. Washington I was used to watching, and I'm glad. I'm glad that you don't get to just run away and get a championship. Like, did I want the Mavs to win? Yes, but at the end of the day, I personally don't care. Like, and I was saying this earlier. It just stinks that this Celtics team, is just it seems like a very unlikable team. Nobody on the internet likes many of your people.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes definitely does not like Peyton Pritchard.
Funny. That made me laugh, dude. That was so funny.
But man, also, wow. Like I can't remember a time when I would see a guy catch a ball from that far, like, and like of course Steph and stuff like that. That's always, but like just being like y'all letting him shoot that, and then him
literally
making
his first 10 seconds into the game was that play in that game. He didn't play the rest of the game except for like closeout time when it was already over.
You know, and it's just like good, like, and I messaged our little group chat like as soon as he made that shot last night, I was pretty much just like, congratulations, Boston, like that, because like Luka made a pretty like he brought it with under 20 like right before half, and I was like,
he missed the free throw. That's what allowed that to happen.
But but he was. I was like, okay, like cool, but then when he made that three, I was like, oh yep. Sorry, all the momentum you thought you may have had is gone.
Little funny stat, Peyton Pritchard, for y'all that don't know, he made 3 shots the entire NBA Finals. 2 of them were half-court heaves. 1 of them was a 3 in garbage time in Game 4, and we were already getting blown out by 40+. So really funny, really awesome that everyone's saying that he just created a new position in the NBA, a special position, like a specialist guy where people get roster spots just to do that.
I mean, but why not? Like, if you just have a guy just sitting there just to be a bench guy, but you have a guy who can come in and, like, of course, in those clutch moments, they are probably not going to be the ones that get covered all the time. So, like, unless
now he is,
now he will be maybe, like, especially in clutch moments. But like, y'all were already up 20, so like it's not like they're going to guard you hard and then like you just toss up and make it. It's just nuts, dude. And congratulations, Boston. But
talk about a wire-to-wire finish in Game 5. Wire-to-wire, best team in basketball all year long. I mean,
and also Game 5, it just goes to show that 81 teams that win Game 5.
That's why the Celtics let Game 4 happen. They knew they wanted Scooter's prediction.
Just boom. Yes, at now is it 82%? I don't know.
It's been a lot this postseason. It feels like
so
it's got to go up a lot.
So that's the stat. That's always the stat to worry about. That's what I'm always going to worry about now for the rest of my life. Who's winning Game 5?
Who's winning Game 5?
That's Game 5 happened, and who won it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I just want to start off by saying that I am ecstatic. It's fun. It's awesome. I mean, first off, like you said, Luka. I mean, insane. If people didn't know, now they know. I mean, that dude is a certified baller. You can say what you want to about his defense and all that, but this guy is 25 years old. He's only going to get better. Like, he is going to improve his offensive game, and all that you ask moving forward this, he's an average defender. He doesn't have to be elite. He doesn't have to be game changing. He just has to be average. There's like Game 1 and 2, it didn't seem like he was fully focused on the defensive end. Game 4, you saw a different Luke on the defense. Like, that dude was playing for something. Obviously, playing not to get swept. Game 5, he played, I'd say, a little bit below average. There were still some times where he could have easily stopped Drew Holiday from getting a rebound, and Drew Holiday just out-efforted him, and that was just. In terms of like defense and that type of stuff, it seems like the Celtics should out-hustled them for the most part.
Let me ask you this: how many players do you know have gone to the NBA Finals, like average 30 points, and then also top 500 in Overwatch? How many NBA Finals?
He's
how
different.
Many?
He's a different breed.
How many players?
Man's a different breed.
Not Jordan. Not LeBron. Not Bird. None of them can say that.
I don't know if you've seen like those.
Well, maybe Larry Bird. I don't know.
Larry Bird could probably ball.
Yeah, he's probably a kick-ass Sombra, bro. He probably. Damn, I don't know. Works by Larry Bird as a Sombra. Like, you get in the chat because he's toxic as hell. So he's
dude. Luka's got to show him Overwatch and just see like you can talk shit in this game too, man. Just be this person, talk shit all the time.
Go stand over there. I'm gonna kill you right over there, and he does it. And he's like, I told you.
I'm gonna use my left hand for this.
I'm using my left hand. My keyboard's upside down right now.
But I don't know if you've seen those like YouTube videos. That's like one top 500 Torbjorn versus like 10 bronze. I would like to see Luka be a part of that. Like bring NBA players into Overwatch and have Luka be the top 500 versus all of them. That'd be kind of cool to see. Doubt that would ever happen, but that'd be fun. But my rant of the week's going to come a little early. Usually we do it near the end of the show. Here comes my rant. For many years, I've had to.
Boy. Any good speech starts in. In many years have I had to hold my tongue or try to defend my guys without really any, like I could say, evidence to defend my guys, just by like my belief in them.
For years, Jaylen Brown signed his first contract extension in the NBA. It was overpaid. Buddy Hield's a better player. They got the same contract, basically. Buddy Hield's better. Jaylen Brown gets the Supermax contract. Overpaid. Can't believe they just paid this guy $300 million. What are we doing? We should trade him. Blah, blah, blah. And then I've had heard the same thing about Jason Tatum. He's about to get a Supermax. I'm sure we'll hear it. Supermax guy can't even get finals MVP. We'll hear it. Man can't even, shoot, or man, the Celtics don't even need him. They 6-0 when he scores shoots under 40% from the field.
He did Jaylen Brown dirty out, by the way. I don't know if you saw the video where he poured a whole bottle of champagne on Jaylen Brown's head.
That's doing him dirty?
That's doing him
dirty? That's celebrating. What are you talking about, man?
It looked like it was supposed to be I'm going to pour it on both of our heads moment. And he never moves it over to his head. He just keeps pouring it on poor Jaylen Brown. They had... It was Jordan's. I'm sorry, but real quick, what's Jordan Brand doing making ski goggles? There's no way that they
that had to have been custom made. He was the only one wearing a Jordan one. That had to have been custom made. I saw them all wearing the goggles, but he was the only one that had the Jordan logo in the middle of it. But again, I had to hear after 2022, this team can't do it. Jaylen Brown needs to be traded. After 2023, Jaylen Brown can't dribble with his left hand. Memes in our group chat all year long. Last year, this year,
he couldn't
dribble with his left hand. Can't dribble with his left hand. And you know what? Some of these people I'm about to say don't listen to the podcast, so they're never going to hear this. That's fine.
Oh.
Some friends of mine saying that any team in the West would rout the Celtics in the NBA Finals. That didn't turn out so well. Clippers fan of mine, Clippers buddy of mine, said Paul George over Jaylen Brown. That's hilarious. Just a lot of shit talk. Joe Mazzulla, not the head coach. Talk about this. Joe Mazzulla said after the NBA Finals, they were like, "What was your game plan to one-on-one Luka and Kyrie?" And this man is an analytical freak. That dude does all kinds of research, all kinds of analytical numbers, and he was like, looking at the Mavericks throughout this whole playoff run, if you look at where their scoring comes from, yes, Luka and Kyrie are very important, but every other player accumulated, I forget what number he said, but they accumulated more percentage of the points, obviously. There's more of them than Kyrie and Luka than, obviously, Kyrie and Luka did combined. So he was like, we're going to take those guys away and make Luka and Kyrie beat us. And, I mean... What more can you say?
And then Kyrie could not beat.
And Kyrie couldn't do it.
Kyrie couldn't, bro. Kyrie
couldn't do it.
Down big time, bro.
This is. I get that people, and I feel like a lot of the hate for Celtics just comes from the Celtics brand themselves. I can understand. I can understand Bucks fans why they don't like Al Horford. Giannis dunked on him in that one series. Al Horford shook his head and then dunked on him and hit him with an elbow one time. Bucks fans probably dislike Al Horford quite a bit. I get it. Al Horford, though, in terms of NBA landscape, how can you hate this guy? He's been nothing but a pro for 17 years. Was the longest many games played without winning a championship, and he finally did it. I don't know how you can't be happy for him.
Well, behind Karl Malone.
No, I think he passed Karl Malone after playing Game 5. I think he passed Karl Malone. I thought he had a few games in between him and Karl Malone. Top 3 at least. Yeah. Top 3 most.
He is top 2, I think.
Yeah, but now it's gone.
Yeah.
Now that goes to James Harden.
Well, good job, buddy. There goes your record. There goes your chance of being remembered.
Derek White is a humble guy that just wants to be a part of winning. I don't know how you can hate him.
Dude, when he ate the floor last night, bro, that was oof.
Harley thought he broke his nose. She was like, "Oh my god, he broke his nose! No, oh my god, I think he broke his nose." I was like, "Nah, he's fine. He's gonna come back right back in the game."
I thought it was something with his teeth, maybe, but no, he came in.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be. He's gonna replace these.
And then he had a 3, I think, right when he came in.
He did. Yeah, it was a tough, deep 3 too.
Yep. And I was like, damn.
Jrue Holiday. I mean, ultimate competitor. What can you say? That dude, like he said, he's a utility guy.
The best holiday.
Huh?
The best holiday?
The best holiday.
I mean, out of all the holidays?
Out of all, yeah. I mean,
the best one, right?
For sure. For sure. But, he does whatever the team needs him. Some games he gets 13 rebounds and 10 points. Some games he gets 26 points and 5 rebounds and 6 assists. That man just does it all. Effort plays all game 5, getting all the extra second rebounds, extra possessions. I mean, I don't know how you can hate him. Jaylen Brown, I mean, so we like to highlight all these stars in the league, and I get it. A lot of these stars are way more marketable. But when you look at Jaylen Brown as a human being, he's a guy that plays the right way on the basketball court. He's social justice, political, like activist for his community in Atlanta and in Boston. He's just a stand-up guy that does a lot of things, and he doesn't always get the shine that he deserves, like being like the $300 million man, like all that pressure, all the scrutiny that he dealt with the last couple of years about could he even help this team? Does he need to be separated from Jason? And like I'm just glad he's got this moment to like shine. He's the Finals MVP deservedly. Like he did it both ways, offense and defense. Guarded Luka primarily most of the series. And I just think people like him need to be highlighted more in the NBA instead of just these guys that put up points. Like we need to highlight more guys like Jalen that do stuff off the court as well as on the court.
Well, I liked him better when he had like the racer top haircut.
That was a dope haircut.
I think that's the problem too. Is he used to look cooler and now he doesn't look as cool. So for me, I think it's like, ooh,
Jason, I get it. He tweeted out. He took a screenshot of texting Kobe's phone number. He went to Duke. Like, I get it. There's a lot of reasons to think he's a corny guy, but I mean,
he pushes his kid on the court when he's trying to defend. Did you see that?
Broke his ankle.
Yeah, he gave him a little shove at the end of that.
But, I mean, I get the Jason Tatum stuff. He's done some corny things, but I mean, I don't know. I'd rather have a corny player on my team than just an asshole on my team.
Yeah.
But I'm just super happy for the squad to be able to put it together. I mean, I think, and I've been seeing a lot of screenshots of all the Finals MVP the last like 6 years, all of them averaging like over 30 points a game, and our Finals MVP averaged 20 points a game. I mean, I just think people need to understand this is a team game, and we decided to do things maybe not differently than the rest of the league, but we decided to assemble a team and not role players surrounded by stars. We decided to assemble a team that works as a team. Like, you saw the difference between the Celtics and the Mavs. The Mavs relied on Luka, and when he needed the role players to come through, they didn't come through. We didn't rely on our best players. We played through our best players, and it ended up getting us a dominating championship. And people want to talk about... Oh, go ahead. Are you about to say
I was going to say, I think it's just you're also seeing two different strategies from two different coaches, and one of the coaches just so happened to be a all-star point guard who the Nets ran a lot of stuff through, and not Jason Kidd wasn't the reason why the Mavs won when they won, but he is the NBA winning champion. So
yeah.
I can, and then was Joe Mazzulla? I don't think he ever played into actual professional ball, right?
No, he played at West Virginia, but no, I don't
but
think
like he probably a kid a guy who went through systems where it was more team ball and it wasn't star ball or hero ball. And you kind of see that a little bit maybe through the coaching style that Jason was okay with Luka doing this because I used to do this and we won. I took the Nets to the finals doing this.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately he didn't win a championship, so he was more of a role team player type deal. But but no, I feel you, dude. Like, what I'm happy about right now is that finally we can get the Hornets can get our head coach in the building. Because
he's been coaching the Celtics, assistant coach for the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he comes to the Hornets with, here it is. This is the game plan. This is how we do it, and this is how we win. And
and I think Joe Mazzulla. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to change like how the NBA is, but like I feel like he opened a lot of coaches, maybe his assistants and other coaches around the league's eyes. Like he really his goal almost every single game was, we are going to shoot more threes than you, and we are probably going to make more threes than you, and that's going to be the difference, like most of the time. We are going to drive. We are going to get open shots. We are going to shoot a bunch of threes, and we are just going to outmath you. It's been that way for a while, like the NBA, but no coach has just been like, outmath, like shoot more threes, shoot more threes.
And the Mavs, I think, were number 2 for three-point attempts this year in the NBA. So, I mean, the teams that shot the most threes were the two teams at the end,
and we took their 3-point making ability away.
Yeah, but also I think that you guys also rely on a wide spread of 3-pointers being made across everybody. Where
5 out, I mean, it's 5 out offense is great. Yeah,
like I think for most of the year it was because PJ didn't show up there until halfway through the season. It was Luka. If Luka wasn't. Because Kyrie can hit some threes, but Kyrie's a mid-range,
fancy around the rim, insane.
So
finisher,
it's literally Luka throwing up 11, 12 threes a game and hoping to make 3 or 4 of them. But but hey, on to next year. We there's 29 teams that aren't celebrating. They're trying to get where you are, So they're already trying to make some moves. You were telling me new rule changes to the NBA for the free agency stuff. What's going on with that?
Yeah. So new CBA rules are after the last game of the NBA Finals that very next day. So like midnight of this morning. By the way, sorry. Date today is June 18th, Tuesday, day after Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, we're a day after the NBA Finals.
Doing this a little bit early, and we'll explain why in a little bit. New CBA rules is teams with players that are about to hit free agency, they are allowed to discuss contract extensions with them before free agency begins on July 1st. So we have people like Jason Tatum, who's eligible for a Supermax. He can sign that in the next hour if they come to an agreement and they sign it. Derek White with the Celtics can sign a contract extension, even though he's just eligible for an extension. He's not a free agent this offseason. But anyone either extension eligible or about to hit free agency can talk with their teams before July 1st. Luka, Supermax, should probably sign that this offseason. Klay Thompson with the Warriors. People say it's unlikely that he's going to sign a contract with them before July 1st because he wants to test his value. Not that he's not going to come back, but he wants to test his value in free agency, which is fair. I feel like we'll talk about the other ones here in a little bit, but let's focus on Klay Thompson right now. But I feel like a guy like him, four-time champion, probably one of the best backcourts in NBA history. He has played second fiddle, third fiddle, fourth fiddle sometimes, to the team that he's with right now. And I think he earns the right, whether he's going to leave or not, he earns the right to go to free agency. I mean, how awesome would it be? You hit podcasting free agency. You got people offering you contracts.
But the thing that sucks there for him is he's past the part where he'll ever be first.
Yeah.
Klay will never go to a team now, and it'll be, this is Klay Thompson's team. So unfortunately for him, he gets to go to free agency.
He gets to feel wanted or feel appreciated or sought after.
Yeah, but now it's also important to him, I guess, to roll versus because really what he's probably going to come to be is a guy off the bench, great 3-point shooter, great second unit scorer, and he's going to be great for a young team as far as just being a leader for a young team. And I don't know if you want to talk about this now, but I think a place like Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando is one of them that's going to offer him a contract.
I think a place like Orlando would be crazy for him.
He's looking for a 3-year deal, supposedly, so Orlando can definitely offer him that. I mean, you want to say, we're talking about another free agent, Paul George, can sign an extension with the Clippers. If not, free agency. I know the 76ers are going to be sought after for Paul George. If not Paul George, Klay Thompson's a hell of a get for that team. They need shooters.
Yeah.
And he'd play a great role. Not going to take the ball out of Maxi's hands and be a playmaker. Not going to take the ball out of Joel Embiid's hands in the post. He's a guy that can sit there, and when the defense collapses on Joel or tries to double team Tyrese off a pick and roll, bam, he's there to hit the shot.
Yep. That's a good choice too. But that's going to be real interesting to see what happens there. And then, so this is the thing, is if Klay leaves, is that the first domino to just fall to where it's everything kind of unravels for Golden State, where Golden State, what if Klay leaves and then all of a sudden Steph's not feeling it anymore and Steph forces a way out? You know what I'm saying?
Personally, I mean, if Klay leaves, that's going to be one of the toughest conversations he's probably ever going to have, talking to Steph and Draymond and Steve Kerr saying, hey, guys, I know we just won 4 championships together, and I'm leaving.
But it happens.
I know, but, it's just going to be sad. It's going to be tough to talk about, probably. But, I mean, I think if Klay leaves, you really got to either try to retool around Steph Curry. Because, I think Draymond
He's close. He's close to gone too, dude.
He's close to gone. I don't know how many years he has left, but let's say they can't get the shooters like they're used to around Draymond, because I feel like that's when Draymond's at his best. When they got shooters around him and he can be that playmaker or that guy to set dribble handoffs and stuff like that. That's when he's at his best, at least offensively. If they can't do that, then maybe look to, I don't know what his trade value is or what he's at, what that looks like, or moving on from Draymond and just try to retool maybe a younger or a little bit younger squad around Steph to see if you can compete, because I mean that West is losing Klay is gonna freaking hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a tough West.
I just don't know if you look at it and unfortunately where Steph is now, he's just he's a little
35
older,
years old.
Probably towards the tail. Now I think Steph could hang around the league for a long time just because of how good of a shooter he is.
Hell yeah.
But him being the guy who's going to lead you there, it's running up. So is he going to want to is he enough of a San Francisco team guy to to stick it out
Yeah.
and just in there, or is he a guy who? Because I mean, the other thing is he has 4 championships, right?
Yeah. He's got nothing to prove.
He has nothing to prove. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time, one of the best point guards of all time,
Best player,
and one of the I feel like just polarizing because of what he did to the game, but also just like I feel like everybody loves Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And except maybe some Cavaliers fans and LeBron fans,
Or just hater fans,
Yep.
people that just love to hate.
But I just, does he want out? And then of course, like if he wants out, like where does he go? Like does he just try to stay in California because the family's there? Does he try to just find the best, like
That's
Lakers,
I don't even know.
like-
I mean, if Steph Curry would become available for trade, like a trade,
the Lakers wouldn't be able to get him.
No one would be able to. Like barely anybody would be able to get him. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, maybe Orlando or maybe teams with a lot of draft cap, like OKC, I guess, if you want to get him. But
I mean, or do they do him a solid, or is it a mutual? Like I know a lot of I
think he's got like 3 years.
Franchises don't like. Everybody says that they don't care about the players, but maybe there's a little mutual respect there, and they try to help him get somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, he's the best thing that's ever happened to the Warriors.
Yeah,
and he'll retire a Warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like his legacy will leave your franchise.
Like I think they have some good young people on that team, but yeah, I mean, losing Clay, you kind of got to like start over.
And
I know
you
he
can
had
get stuff for him. That's the thing is like right now you can get stuff for Steph, and you can start building now, or do you just let Steph wither there, and then you get nothing for him, and then you're like OKC. OKC has shown that like okay, if we're not going to use these guys, we need to get rid of them while we get value, and then in 2 or 3 years we'll have a bunch of draft picks. A couple of them got to hit right, and then
I mean
because they have a good scouting department. They used to. I don't know what they're like.
Yeah,
I feel
they got a lot of young. I mean, them
James
doing the
Wiseman.
tough thing and getting rid of Russell Westbrook when was as beloved as anyone can be for a franchise with OKC. I mean, that's kudos to OKC for doing that. Not only sending him to a place he wanted to go, but then getting shit back for him.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, the Warriors. I just feel like you're at a crossroads. If Clay leaves, you kind of just got to do the best you can this following year, and then after that, reevaluate depending on how it went. Like if you don't even make the playoffs again, shit, what do we do? What do we do now? But
I mean,
that's tough.
You got to let him go while he's got value. I feel.
And then, like I talked about a minute ago, Paul George, also a guy that can either sign a contract extension with the Clippers or move on to another team. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but he was on the ESPN NBA Countdown squad, and somebody named Joel Embiid decided to go on to the set when he found out Paul George was on the set. And then they were asking Joel about the season, about next season, and he was like, hopefully we can get some other players, and then side-eyed Paul George and then kept talking. Like he was like, let's get Paul George. And he's been linked to the 76ers like pretty much this whole playoff run, a possible signing with them.
What if? I just love doing what ifs.
Yeah.
What if Paul George goes back to Indiana?
Oh, Indiana.
Goes back to Indiana.
I don't think they can afford him.
I don't
honestly.
know.
I don't know if they can.
If there's somehow,
that'd be crazy.
But they, Tyrese, Pascal, Paul George, the trio. He comes back to finish his career because he was drafted, right? He used to play with Danny Granger, right?
Yeah, well, he replaced Danny Granger.
Isn't that
basically.
crazy?
They were never good at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Danny Granger was having his moments. He got injured. Paul George got his time.
Well, Danny, I feel like only had like 2 or 3 years.
He did, yeah, because he tried to come back as Paul George was like ascending, and Danny Granger was never the same.
That's just kind of crazy to think about. That like Paul George has been around since Danny Granger.
Dude, yeah, I was a big Danny Granger fan. I have his jersey somewhere in my closet.
I always like the Pacers just because I don't know. There's something about those striped jerseys, those old school Reggie
them
Miller.
in Orlando with those classic stripes. Just
made me always want to root for them when they were on TV, dude.
He's
Jermaine
got
O'Neal.
likable guys too.
Yep.
Jermaine O'Neal, big fan of Jermaine.
Yeah, just I always remember watching him and him.
Yeah.
Just always being good. I always remember watching him and then like not full. This is before like I fully understood like basketball. I just remember watching and being like, well, they're saying his name a lot. He's doing cool blocks and rebounds and
for the longest time as a kid, I thought him and Shaq were brothers or like related in some way.
Yeah.
I'd always pair them together in 2K. I'd put Shaq at center, Jermaine at power forward, and just run with O'Neal brothers.
Well, I don't know if I ever told this the story on this podcast, but like when the Bobcats became a thing, we did our expansion draft. We got after the expansion draft, like I split and looked at the roster, and I saw number 3 Wallace on there, right? And I was like, oh my God, we got Ben Wallace, dude. I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe it. We got Ben Wallace. and then it turned to be Gerald Wallace.
Yeah.
Which I then at first I was bummed about, but then
He turned out to be pretty
dude,
good.
he was one of the greatest Bobcats of all
Yeah,
time. Dude.
Bobcats of all time.
Like Crash Wallace was great, dude. I loved him. So thanks, Gerald.
Yeah.
He dunked on Yao Ming. I don't know
He
if you
dunked on Yao Ming, yeah.
Dunked on Yao Ming, dude.
But yeah, I mean, Paul George, a lot of different things. People were talking about him going back to OKC even because they got some cap where they can do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I feel like you're taking them. Like you got 3 guys like trying to ascend to like elite status. Like Shea's already there, really. Like Jalen Williams, he had a tough playoffs, but I mean, he's a really smart guy.
But if Paul understands that,
And I think he does. I think he can play well with them. It's just they would all have to be willing to take those sacrifices, like
the
Celtics,
okay,
basically.
But to be realistic, Shea's not going to take a backseat.
No.
Shea will still be the best player on the team.
Best
So
player.
really, the ones that you're asking to take a backseat are Chet, which I mean, I think all that would do would be to help Chet because if there's another scorer, there'll be less attention on Chet.
Yeah.
And then I don't think they do the same thing. I mean, I think it could work because
I think it could work, too.
Which one? The other one, Jalen Williams.
Yeah, Jalen Williams.
The first one, the one that starts, not the one. But out of the 3, like even though he's a very good young player, like
He could still learn a lot from Paul George.
you can learn
as
a
well.
lot from Paul George, and also like you're not that good offensively to where like Paul George is on the team. You got a guy who, when Shea's not hitting, can hit.
Yeah.
and ain't scared to shoot a big 3.
The only worry is like we don't know everyone on this team obviously that well. We don't know any of them personally. But
Yeah.
what comes to my mind when I think of Paul George signing to them, it's not the exact same because we didn't we were very high on them, but we didn't know Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum when Kyrie and Gordon Hayward came. Like the first year was fine because there was like Gordon Hayward got injured, Jason Tatum had to step up, Kyrie then got hurt midway through. But then like we had that playoff success, and then we came back with everyone healthy the next year. And there was egos all over the place. Jalen thought they needed to take the next step. Terry Rozier thought he needed to take the next step. Kyrie, Gordon Hayward were like, we just got paid all this money to like lead this team. What are you talking about? And Al Horford's just sitting there like, guys, let's all just get along, please. Like that's something that comes to mind with Paul George coming there. Not that Paul George would create that, but like these young guys are like, hey, like I think I can be what you're trying to come in here and be right now. Like it just depends on their mindset. If they have the mentality to like, hey, let's all just take our numbers are going to go down, but we're going to get this success. Like let's do it, right? If they can do that, it'll work out great. But that's the only thing that scares me is the possibility of like egos getting in the way.
The thing that out of all what you just said, the thing that has me stuck is how awful a Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving led team would be. Neither one of them speak much, it seems like, nor like I don't know, like
Al Horford was our leader.
Yeah,
our vocal leader at least.
When Gordon came to the Hornets, I felt like he never brought it. Like he would do things that were like, oh, that's a good move. He would make a nice midi when we'd be shooting a lot of threes or whatever. But like I never seen him like go up to LaMelo and be like, here LaMelo, let me tell you, or like, I don't know. Like
he's more of a veteran presence behind the scene. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Gordon, how do you like prepare for an 82-game season? Oh, this is what I do. Like, this is how like I prepare my body. Blah blah blah. That kind of guy. He's not going to be the guy on the court. Hey, LaMelo, come here. Hey, we need to do this.
Well,
Like,
that's
we need
what
to
we
lock
needed.
in. Blah blah. Yeah,
because
and like Kyrie, he wanted to do that. Like
Yeah.
when that's why he left Cleveland. He wanted the bigger role. He wanted the challenge of like leading a team. And then he worked with all these ego young guys on the Celtics. And was like, okay, I don't want this anymore.
but I don't think he like. But then I've never seen him do it again. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see him do it on the Nets. I
No,
don't
he
see
doesn't
him
want to do
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
anymore,
like
yeah.
It's,
He kind of did that this year, but at the same
it's easy
time,
to do it when you're
yeah.
following Luka.
It's easy to do it when you're second fiddle. It's the
Yeah.
one thing to do it when you're number one fiddle, and you have to be both.
Yeah.
But that's my only worry with OKC. But I think no matter Paul George can really like change the view of next season depending on where he goes. He goes to the 76ers. He takes a lot of load off Joel Embiid to hopefully not make him be like has to do all this shit just to get him dubs every game.
Well,
'Cause-
what I'm hoping for is for the Hornets, a little NBA offseason is we don't sign Miles Bridges, right? Miles Bridges goes away. Sorry, Miles.
yeah.
And there's 2 players in the NBA Finals that I'm looking to get. Derek White
Oh fuck.
And
Well, he's not a free agent this offseason. He's just eligible for an extension. He's got one more year with us.
Well, then maybe we can work something out, because if he was a free agent, I do want him. And then I do know Derek Jones Jr. is also a free agent. And those are just players that like wouldn't break the bank for us, I feel like, but are good enough to where like they play good defense, they can hit good shots or make good offensive plays, but still allow LaMelo and Brandon Miller to be the young guys and stars.
Yeah.
Those would be two guys but now that Derek White's not, but I would love to have Derek White on my team, to be honest.
Derek Jones Jr., like him playing with Luka's a good, at least like feel out for how LaMelo plays. Like they play very similar. They like the ball in their hands and they make really great passes to teammates. So like I think he would work out great for them. He'd be a good replacement for Miles Bridges. He's a little bit smaller, but he can still guard like the 1 through 3 position.
But I don't think we would have to pay him nowhere near as much as Miles Bridges.
No.
And
he would be a good replacement.
Yeah,
for sure.
and then also that saves us money too, because I mean, right now we got I think we have like $30 million or something like that, I think, in cap space.
Yeah.
We could offer something, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how much everybody's going for, but maybe the new owners want to go over the luxury tax. Maybe we get a little bit of money from Mr. Beast. Boom, bada boom, and we get some guys. You know, I just feel like we need not stars, just guys that can come help our young stars become better stars.
Yeah, and the Cavs. I mean, we've talked about the Cavs quite a bit on this about their potential, like moving forward. Donovan Mitchell's eligible for that extension. If he doesn't sign that within the next couple months, the Cavs might be trying to trade him because I mean, you can't lose that guy for nothing after the season's over. And then there's talk that the Spurs are way more high on Darius Garland versus Trae Young. So like they would rather have Darius Garland. Like that's someone that could be on the move if they decide to stay with Donovan Mitchell. Jared Allen has been linked to, I believe, the Warriors and somebody else.
Yeah, I remember the Warriors.
Forgot. I think Jared Allen's linked to one other team. I'm just drawing a blank on who it is. But I mean, the Cavs are a team like breaking them up can lead to other teams elevating their game and then keeping them together. I mean, who knows? I mean, they got a lot of talent, that's for sure. It's just maybe a lot of it's a lot of redundant talent.
The problem is if you lose Donovan Mitchell, then I mean that's a definite probable hard. You got to really think about resetting because like. I don't think you have anybody on that team that will get you to the heights that Donovan could.
Yeah,
and you weren't getting really high with them in the. You had a decent little run, but like
I think they should go out. They should build off Evan Mobley for sure. I think that's. I think if just giving him the reins and saying, "Hey, we don't have a primary scorer anymore. Be that guy. Like we don't have a number one anymore. We just got rid of Donovan Mitchell. Be that guy." Like I just think his physique, like his build, and like just how he plays the game, like giving him the reins, I think could unlock something if they really trust him.
But he's a center, isn't he?
He actually plays power forward when Jared Allen's healthy. He's like 6'11" power forward technically, but he could play 4 or 5 easily.
I just don't. I don't watch enough Cavs basketball to like know his playmaking abilities. But I feel like nowadays if you're going to have a center who you want to be a main scorer, like they have to have that ability to be a really good playmaker.
That's true.
Because when you're not as fast, you're going to get caught up a lot. So you got to be able to, have ways out of it. And
he had he had one of like 2 good games against the Celtics where I think he not near triple doubles, but he had like 20, 12, and like 5 or something like that. I like to compare Giannis not to compare necessarily, but like. How the Bucks built around Giannis was like really, in my opinion, like special. Just like surrounding him with all these guys that could hit from outside, and then most of them that could drive inside after he kicked it out.
Giannis.
Yes, he's different, but like you get Evan. I know nowhere near, but like you get him at the 5 position, and you surround him with shooters. That makes his life easier. He doesn't have to necessarily be a shooter, and he can dominate in the paint or in the mid range game. He has a really good pull up from the mid. Kind of like Bam Adebayo does. He just has a really tall length. He can shoot over a lot of guys. But Cavs are an interesting team. A lot of interesting free agents and potential like trades for this coming season. Chris Paul may be on the move. Could be signing with the Lakers apparently. But like talk about the Lakers real quick. We don't really know. But seems like JJ Redick is going to be the coach of the future for the Lakers based off all the reporting. I'm not hearing another name.
JJ.
I'm not hearing another name, but how do we feel?
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a JJ coach team. So who
You
knows?
ever watch his kids film? His kid games?
No, I never watched. Yeah. So like, who's he going? Like, what kind of style will it be? Will Coach K be a main? Like, will it be a college style? That's what got him off his points.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I understand that JJ Redick is a very smart basketball.
Very smart.
But and partially it also is like, for me, I've never played at the level anywhere near the NBA, so I don't know what coaches really, not what they add, but like I understand that they usually have like a game plan and they help like all that stuff, but like what really do they add if you have like a player like LeBron,
Yeah.
who is going to probably want to run certain things. So I don't know, like is it going to be a LeBron led team that JJ is there to analytically or just be a really smart basketball mind behind the scenes, or is it actually going to be JJ makes up a game plan on how LeBron and them should do things? Like,
I think at least with like a guy like LeBron, like you set up a game plan or a way you want to play the game of basketball, which is more than likely revolved around LeBron. Like you being a coach and figuring out you're about to coach LeBron James, you kind of understand like he's kind of like James Harden said, he's kind of the system. But it's also putting guys in the right positions to succeed. Like I know Lakers fans throughout the season were really just pissed on some of the lineups that Darvin Ham would throw out there and just be like, what the fuck are we doing? Like it's a lot of times in terms of like matchups and rotations and certain guys on what job they are to do. Like Derek Jones Jr. Like let's give J Kidd, like I'm not that we're not giving him credit, but like how he was able to utilize and unlock a guy like Derek Jones Jr. or a guy like reviving his career like Dante Exum. Like that's something I think that separates a lot of good coaches or like great coaches from good coaches is getting these guys that maybe didn't work out in other places, but getting them to work for your system and how you run things. Like Dante Exum and Derek Jones Jr. are great examples of that. Like a lot of the guys that played for Indiana are great examples of that. Like Obi Toppin, like he just kept finding his way out of the lineup in New York, and then he gets to Indiana, and he just seems like the same guy, but he's just getting an opportunity and evolving around the system.
I don't know. It seems like in New York, it was Obi Toppin was a dunker. Like that's what he was. He was that guy. And Obi Toppin in Indiana, I feel like even though he was known as a huge dunker at Dayton when he played at college, I feel like he was an all-around scorer as well, and I think maybe he just gets more of an opportunity to be that.
Yeah, because they run a very fast-paced offense, so everyone gets a lot of opportunities. I think that's what JJ would need to like figure out the team that he has, and then put people in position to succeed and find out how to utilize every player to get the max out of everybody. Also, I want to get to this. Me and you have talked many of times behind the scenes about our opinions in basketball and stuff. And I know you're a strong opinion of LeBron is le GM, like he makes all these coaching decisions and shit like that, right? I don't know if you were joking sometimes or you're like...
I do think LeBron has a large pool at whatever franchise he is at because of the fact that, like, one, I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but LeBron is a very smart there's no way he's this good of a player for this long, and he's not a basketball savant of some sort. It's just, it stinks that, like, it seems like there's times that if things aren't working the way LeBron wants them to work, it becomes LeBron over maybe, and it's hard to say this about LeBron because LeBron James is arguably one of the two best players of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
So it's hard to be like, take the ball out of LeBron's hands or do less LeBron, but like, I don't know. Like it just seems like sometimes he does have a much bigger pool than other players would, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But it also sucks for all the other players that are on the team, you know?
I think since he's been on the Lakers, I don't think he's had as much say for coaching hires as a lot of NBA Twitter would like to think. You think about the first coach he had, Luke Walton. Mm-hmm. That's like his first coaching job. Mm-hmm. I don't think LeBron wanted that, but I don't think LeBron had a choice at that point. Then the next coach, Frank Vogel. He did not want Frank Vogel. He wanted Ty Lue, but they didn't want to pay Ty Lue the money Ty Lue wanted, so Ty Lue went to the Clippers.
Well, and to be fair, Luke Walton, I think, was coming off that year that he led the Golden State on that really good run.
Yeah, 27-0 to start the season or whatever.
Yeah, which, to be fair, the team that he was coaching was
but I don't think. But I like when it comes to
again,
LeBron.
How much does a coach actually have in this high. You know, that's
Yeah.
my point. Is like I'm not sure. Like besides saying, "Hey, let's run a 2-3 defense this time, guys," or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, like what do they actually do? You know,
I just think like the coaching hires for the Lakers since LeBron's been there have been not necessarily not thinking about LeBron, but without LeBron's full input. Like Luke Walton, Frank Vogel. He didn't want Frank Vogel. They won a title with him. That's awesome. Darvin Ham. Like Darvin Ham, first time head coach. This next head coach, JJ Redick. I know probably LeBron likes him, but like why are we partnering LeBron James with a first time head coach? Luke Walton, first time head coach. Darvin Ham, first time head coach. JJ Redick, first time like NBA coach, period. You know? Like, why are we partnering this guy with him? Like, is LeBron really picking a first time head coach? Is he?
Is he picking a first time head coach, or are established head coaches not wanting to coach LeBron James?
Ty Lue wanted to, they just didn't want to pay him the money. So
But,
they would have had Ty
but
Lue.
Not, and I'm not saying that not
Yeah.
all, but is there that stigma of, well, if I go coach LeBron James and we don't win, it's never like, even though, okay, to be fair, LeBron gets a lot of blame for when his team doesn't win.
Always.
But then at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of, well, it's not LeBron James' fault. Like when decisions are made team level, the coach goes away. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I just think that's unfortunately the NBA.
I mean, I know it's the NBA, but
Yeah.
like if you look at it that way, even though a lot of fans are like LeBron's fault, like when you look at results of what happens with people's jobs, it's never LeBron's fault. It's always the coach's fault.
Get rid of LeBron for him.
Yeah, and I'm not, but like, and I think that might be part of the problem too. Is, well, if I go coach for the Lakers where LeBron is and we don't win, or LeBron doesn't have a LeBron season, or if I make LeBron mad,
I'm going to get paid for 4 years without a job, damn it. I know.
Yeah,
but
but
like
now,
their
but
ego
now,
or
my reputation's tarnished or whatever.
reputation,
Like
shit
I
like
couldn't
that.
win LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, and I think maybe that's the thing too. Like, you know, like,
And I know a lot of the times, at least with like the Lakers, it feels like they fire their coaches the wrong time, or they fire like maybe the wrong year. Like right now, not really the best time to fire a coach. Like the people we're talking about for head coaching vacancies is James Borrego and Kenny Atkinson and JJ Redick. Like, not that they're terrible coaches, but it's not like proven coaches that a guy like LeBron probably needs.
hey, James Borrego took us to back playing games that we
He
got
did,
blown out
that
in.
he
Okay,
did. I would like to see him
maybe,
get another chance.
Yeah, so maybe his offense is really good, and then LeBron's just there at the end to be like, "Hey, we need to play a little bit of defense," and then they play some defense and win. Or I mean, Kenny Atkinson was supposed to be some young. No, well, he's not young, but he was supposed to be like one of those new coaches. Before he said no to us, he was supposed to be that hot new coach.
He's a good development coach. I think that's been his reputation because he did that with the Brooklyn Nets when they had D'Angelo Russell in that.
Yeah.
And they were like exceeded expectations. They didn't have any draft picks because they traded him out of the Celtics. Thank you for that, by the way. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, you guys are the best. Brooklyn for giving us that trade. Love you forever. You should get a ring from us. But like he overexceeded expectations with the squad he has, and I think Brad Stevens also got that reputation where the less stars they have, the better coaches they are because they're able to galvanize. I don't know if I use the right. Like put the team like together as a unit and make them work like as without a star, without like egos and stuff like that. And then don't know why you ever turned down your job. We'll never, I guess, fully know why.
I think
He didn't want the mess.
Well, that and then working under Michael Jordan, you know, like that also has to be. And you know, our organization has been bad for a long time, and clearly it was coming from the top down somewhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't blame them. You know, if it was a bad organization to work for, I don't want anybody to ever work for a bad organization, even if it's the organization that I root for. You know, like I'll always be sad that we suck and still buy our cool jerseys.
Yeah. You guys got cool jerseys.
We got some cool ass
Celtics
jerseys.
got some of this is the best jersey the Celtics have ever put out. It's like with the parquet cord on like the side. Like this is the best freaking jersey I think they've ever put out in a decade.
Yeah, the black one's pretty cool though too.
They haven't had I guess they had the black ones this year, I think.
Yeah, the black ones are pretty cool.
They have different variations of the black ones, but they were used to have like some really good black ones back in the day, like 2008. But a question that I've wanted to ask you on the podcast, and you know, some of our listeners, if you have like your own opinions, let us know like what you would do in this situation. Don't know how many of you root for multiple sports or are fandoms of multiple sports, but you're a fan of the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets. Your Carolina Panthers have been to 2 Super Bowls
Yeah.
in your lifetime.
Yes.
Lost them both.
Yes.
If you could take one of those appearances away and give that appearance to your basketball team, the Charlotte Hornets, they still, same result, they still lose, but they get an NBA Finals trip. And you get to experience, the whole playoff run, the 3 rounds all the way to the finals, and they lose in the finals somehow.
So
What would you
I can
prefer?
only do it with the Panthers. I can't take the Hurricanes.
Sure.
Stanley Cup victory.
Yeah, sure.
And turn it into a victory.
Yeah, sure. Frick yeah.
Yeah,
So you
sorry, Hurricanes.
they only have one?
We only have
When
one.
did they win? When did they win that?
2004, 2006.
Okay, it has to be around the same time. I guess that would be the
The Bobcats, baby. Gerald Wallace, my man, goes off.
But,
Dude,
yeah.
the Sean May, Ray Felton
Dude,
back-to-back
yes.
draft. Let me tell you, yeah.
Felton,
Oh, my
Oh,
God, dude. That draft class was I need to look it up.
What
real
year
quick.
was that?
I don't remember. I need to look it up. But I just remember as a Carolina Tar Heels fan being like, heck yes, Ray Felton, Sean May, let's go. What was he here? Raymond Felton.
Raymond Felton had to have been like early 2000s, obviously like 2000. When did you become a franchise, Bobcats?
Man, jeepers, I don't remember off the top of my head. I can tell you 2005, because that was the first year I think we drafted. Or no, we might have been 2004.
Let's been after LeBron, probably.
Let's see here. So this was the Andrew Bogut draft class. So what were the 2 picks that we picked him at? We picked him like real close back to back. Where are they at? So we had Sean May at 13 and Raymond Felton at 5. So 5 and 13, we took 5 Raymond Felton, 13 Sean May. Was there anybody in between there that we could have taken? Marvin Williams, who ended up playing
Coming back to you, yeah.
coming back for us. But besides that, dude, like nobody.
Sounds like a terrible draft class.
Yeah. Sean McCants, Gerald Green, Hakeem Warwick,
Gerald Green,
Nate Robinson,
electric guy, Gerald Green, man.
Luther Head, David Lee.
David Lee, All-Star.
David Lee,
NBA champ.
He was way down there. But a shitty draft class. But I was so excited to have 2 Tar Heels like that just won championships for us.
Yeah.
And they were so bad. They were so goddamn bad. That like now you can see Sean May on the sidelines at Carolina games because he's a coach for the Tar Heels.
That's cool.
Yep. But
yeah,
anyways,
you would take away Hurricanes and
I think I would take away the Hurricanes and I would give it to the Panthers because if I had to do it around the same time, that would be the that's right after one of our. I think we went to the Super Bowl in 2004. I think that's when we lost.
you take down the Patriots. Let's go.
Yeah, we take down the Patriots. Adam Vinatieri does not hit the kick. We win, and I think that would be it because out of the 2 teams that went to the Super Bowl between the Panthers and just to be clear, even if I couldn't use the Hurricanes, I would still keep the championships with the Panthers.
Yeah, the final.
Yeah, I would just go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One, because I don't know what team I would ever give that to that I think would even put up a decent performance in the finals.
Yeah.
And even though we lost against Denver, and I'm questioning, how much they got help because they wanted Peyton to go out on top, but we were 17-1 that year. We were one of the best teams ever as far as regular season record goes. And we were pretty dominant through the playoffs. I mean, we were such a good team, and it was so fun to watch. And it was Cam being Superman and just working with, like, our best receivers that year were, like, Kelvin Benjamin and Philly Brown and Jericho Cotry, I think, was there. Like those were the receivers that we were throwing to, and Greg Olson. You know what I'm saying?
Greg Olson, yeah.
We already pissed off Steve. Steve was gone.
Yeah.
And it was just Cam was magical, and there was just something really to love about the original team that went to the Super Bowl because we had Steve Smith and he was young and feisty. We had Julius Peppers. Jake Delhomme, the old backup from New Orleans, comes over and he's the Raging Cajun and he loves Bojangles and he's the undefeated Bojangles quarterback challenge winner because they only had one and he won it. So
Booyah.
Yeah, so and Jake's still around and I love that team so much that I couldn't take those Super Bowl appearances away from them just to give to some random shitty Bobcats or Hornets team.
Yeah.
But if I could take the Hurricanes championship away from them and give it to the Panthers, it would be the first Panthers team. Just because I think that would have taken one away from Tom.
Thank God.
And then two, like, it would just been, I just feel like it would just been more magical. Like, that was the first time we ever really were that good. And it was just, who saw the Panthers coming, for this? I didn't. I wasn't paying attention to football really at the time. And boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden I'm cheering for the Panthers at the Super Bowl. So, yeah.
I'd love to know any of our listeners, if you got any of those kind of takes for like a sports team of yours that won a title or appeared in a title like game, and you would swap that for a different like champion of a different sports team that you love very much. I'd be interested to know if anyone has those kind of opinions. Funny that we're talking about like the Patriots and stuff. When I made my decision to be a Celtics fan way back, I had not realized the magnitude of being part of the Boston fan base, but only being like a small part. Because man, like being a Chiefs fan, like I fucking hate the Patriots, and I follow these like all these Celtics accounts, and they're Boston fans all around.
Yeah, they like.
And it's
Boston.
just like annoying, and I just like if I could go back. Honestly, if I like knew like the shit, I don't know if I'd be a Celtics fan.
No, okay. So Lil Roman realizes that a lot of Boston fans are awful.
Like, Little Roman knows Boston. Like, not okay. I can't say knowing what I know now because obviously right now we're champions.
Yeah,
I want to be a champion. But like looking back, like I made my decision based off of Jayhawk players.
Yeah.
There was like two other Jayhawk players like relevant in the sport at that time.
Yeah.
Kirk Heinrich.
Nice. Okay, the Bulls.
I'd have been a Bulls fan probably.
Okay.
Or Drew Gooden.
Okay, Cavs.
And he was at the Cavs at that time, was he?
Well, I
know he played for the Cavs. He also played for the Bulls, I'm pretty sure.
But I think his first stint was with the Cavs.
2005. I'm pretty sure
he was with the Cavs because I'm pretty sure he was with the Cavs. LeBron's first finals run with the Cavs when they played the Spurs. I think Drew Gooden was on that team because he had that weird square patch haircut. He had the weird random patch of square.
2005, yes, he was Cleveland, so I'd have been a Cleveland fan. Cleveland or Chicago.
Following LeBron, dude.
If I'd have been a Cleveland fan, I mean, we would have won a champ in 2016. That championship, that'd have been fun.
That would have been pretty special.
Really special.
You're only one. Yeah. Going from a team that has 18 to a team that has 1.
Yeah. But yeah, like I hate that I'm like connected to Patriots fans because I fucking hate them so much.
Go Tom Brady.
Yeah, fuck.
Go Tom. We love Tom Brady over here.
But I mean, yeah. Still love Celtics. Love you Celtics. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can continue moving on to let's talk about why we're doing this on a random Tuesday. Usually we record on a Wednesday.
I had to move my whole schedule around. I had sponsorships and commercials due today. And I had to put it all off to the side because we had to do it today. And why do we have to do it today?
Because I'm going on a little journey. I'm going on a little adventure. On Wednesday, the day that we're usually going to do this, I'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if anybody wants to meet up with me and say
sign
hello,
some autographs,
I'll be there. I'll be watching Charlotte FC play Orlando City. Yeah, I don't know why they added city to the end of Orlando, but they did. And we're going to go watch the Charlotte FC play Orlando City at the Bank of America Stadium. I'm super excited. It's going to be my second soccer experience. I'm taking my girlfriend and the kids and all that stuff. It's going to be a great time. I'm just excited to be back at the game. Hoping for a dub. Last time we went and saw them, it was a draw. But Orlando City isn't that great. So
and how good Charlotte FC?
We're not bad this year. We've won more than we've lost.
Hey.
So
that's compared to the other two sports teams you follow. That's saying something.
That is saying something. I will take a positive record.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here, but it's not by a lot. Let's see. Right now for the year, Charlotte FC is 8-4-6. 4 draws, 6 losses. Right? Doesn't it go like that? It goes wins, draws, losses. Right? I thought it was draws at the end, right? I think so. Yeah, draws at the end. So.
Okay.
Nope, losses at the end.
Okay.
So 8 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses.
Not bad.
Hey, we win and draw more than we lose.
Damn
by
right.
double.
By double.
Double
that shit, baby.
And Orlando City is 4, 5, and 8. So they're losing and drawing more than they win by more than double. So I feel like I chose a good team to go watch them play.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a chance to see a dub.
And we also have a chance to see a lot of money.
I'm hoping to see some money because
Yeah.
what's this surprise scooter lock of the week right here? I know everybody's thinking. I know everybody was wondering what happened last week. Where was the scooters lock? And just to be honest, guys, I just didn't have anything to bet on. I bet with my
Finals
heart.
is over.
Yeah, the NBA Finals is over. I wasn't betting with my heart anymore. And Roger Goodell really made me look like a fool. He made it seem like I was lying to you and that I didn't read the script. I read the script wrong.
Roger Goodell, you mean Adam Silver?
They're all in cahoots.
They're all in cahoots.
Yeah, they're all in cahoots.
Roger
man.
Goodell knows the NBA
Yeah,
Finals.
Adams. They all do. They share notes.
Yeah.
Hey, we got this team winning this year.
That's why the NHL and the NBA or finals were almost exactly the same 3-0, and then Game 4 was a blowout for the team that was losing, just to save face.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like here's my homework, but don't copy it at all. Like,
Hey,
and they just changed the cities.
Look at it.
They said, well, we'll take one Dallas team, and then we'll take a team from Canada, I guess. You ain't got a team from Canada playing in yours. And we said, no, we don't. Said, okay, go.
They'll never know. They'll never know.
Yeah. So here's a random lock of the week. All right, I have seen. We've been doing some predictions this game or this week. I've seen into the future already. I'm seeing into the future a little bit more. Right, and I am going to murder some names. I am going to murder some names. I am so sorry. But I do have Charlotte FC winning. Okay? I have Ashley Westward, one of our mids, getting an anytime assist. Right?
Nice.
And then I have Lael Abada. I got him scoring not one, but 2 goals. I also have him being the first goal scorer, right? And I also have my boy Patrick Agyemanang. Again,
Agyemanang?
Agyemang. Again, I am so sorry. I have him scoring 2. He's one of our forwards. He's getting a lot of goals. And I have us winning 3-1. So I'm predicting the score. I'm predicting some goal scores. And I'm predicting an assist. That's got a plus 100,000 on it. Plus 119,902. All right. So,
and how does that pay? How much I pay out? How much? Does it pay out?
Let's just say you're throwing in a $10 bid.
Yeah,
it's paying out $12,000.
That sounds like a biggest lock you're ever gonna have.
So go ahead and lock it down.
Lock it down.
So go ahead and lock it down.
You don't want to be left out of this, guys.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one person sitting around where everyone's cheering.
Yeah, because let me tell you, I don't want to say this, but I went to Charlotte early, and I was hanging around the stadium.
Yeah.
And I heard some workers, and they said, "Hey, this is what's going to happen." And they were talking about how they saw them practicing the end. So I got the inside knowledge that you can promise and know that it's an instant lock.
Hey,
make some money with me.
Even $1, you're gonna make a bunch of money. Put it down. Don't be left out. You know that SpongeBob meme of Squidward in the window? Everybody's running around having a good time outside. Don't be a Squidward.
Don't be a Squidward.
Put that money down. Lock yourselves up and buy yourself a nice steak dinner after this.
Of course, since I've said all this out loud, it's also a smart move to go ahead and flip-flop everything I've said and go and put money on Orlando City.
But when's the game?
It's tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Which this podcast may be out on, or it may be out on Thursday.
We'll probably post it.
We'll see. We'll see what's happening.
Just so people can put in the lock. We'll see.
We'll see. But that's the instant lock it down. You're in jail time. Timeout lock of the week.
Hell yeah.
By your boy Scooter Van Gogh. One thing that we were also going to talk about today was now that basketball's over. The thing that we can focus on now is the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics are on the way. Mm-hmm. We are getting maybe some rumblings in the basketball Olympic world that Kawhi Leonard might not play anymore due to,
injury.
Yeah, classic
not
Kawhi.
In time.
Yeah, and possibly the staff there might ask him to play basketball. And we know he doesn't like doing that. So he's gone, possibly.
Trying to fill a spot.
So they got to fill a spot, right? So who do we put in there?
There's rumors that they're like not necessarily the favorite, but someone that's a good chance that could take a spot is Derek White from the Celtics.
I think it should be dunk champion Mac McClung.
Imagine. Oh my gosh.
I think that he deserves a little bit more spotlight, and I think we put dunk champion Mac McClung out there. That'd be a cool prize, honestly. That's how you get people. You win the dunk champion, and you get an instant lock. And
the 4 dunk champions before the Olympic get automatic lock on the team. You got to figure out the
you're gonna have 4 awesome ass dunkers, and then maybe we even do the 3-point contest that way.
Tyrese Halliburton has to be on the team. If we got 4 dunk champion dunkers on the team, we have Tyrese Halliburton has to be a lock to throw them hoops.
Yeah,
whole game.
Well, I mean, he didn't win a 3-point contest, did he?
He did not. He got close though.
He did get close, but we get all the 3-point winners. We get all the dunk contest winners. Those in 8 of the possible 13 or something.
And then you gotta assemble 5 guys. The rest of the 5 to figure it out.
Like you got guys throwing the dunk contest and throwing the 3-point shootout because they want certain guys to get on the team.
Well, what happens if a world an international player wins the dunk contest?
Only Americans.
Only Americans.
Okay, so that's they just get an instant lock into their countries, so it might not be 8 Americans.
They're getting it. They're in the NBA. They're probably getting instant lock to their countries if they want to.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
because there's it was like 4 Hornets are on Olympics teams, and I was like, "What Hornets are on Olympics teams?" And it was like
your international
JT
players.
Thor and stuff like that. A bunch of players.
Who does JT Thor play for? Did he play for France?
No,
Canada.
No, he plays for a team that had actually a lot of good players. He's on the Bol team and the Thon Maker team. He was on teams with them.
Thon Maker.
Yeah, Bol, and there was a couple other people that were big names. Well, not big names, but they're NBA names.
Forgot where Thon Maker International is. But
I don't think it's Nigeria.
Speaking of Thon Maker.
But yeah, you were mentioning something about young players. Sorry.
Yeah. Were you ever name a player, it could be any sport, that you were certain, like you would almost, like if you could bet like your freaking house on that, you were like, this guy is gonna be something special, and he didn't pan out? Do you have someone?
Adam Morrison. Okay. Adam Morrison. I thought Adam was going to come in and change the Bobcats, baby. He changed Gonzaga. He was going to change us, and he was absolutely awful. But if I had to go with somebody that like I fell in love with, and then like it never worked out. Oh man, let me try to think of somebody. You got me on the spot here.
While you're thinking, I have my like NBA player that I was dead set on. Thon Maker. We were just talking about him. I was dead set that Thon Maker was gonna be something special. KG was talking about him, saying he was gonna win multiple MVPs. Like, this dude was a freak. Like, Giannis was like, this guy's gonna be better than me. Like, I got a buddy who also was in the same boat with me. We were like, this guy's gonna be special. We were just talking about it the other day because Thon Maker just won like it was like Asia national, like Asia, like NBA championship, like Asia's like national
yeah. He went over China and started playing over in China.
Yeah, and he finals MVP in like champion of that league. And I reminisced with this guy. He doesn't listen to the pod, unfortunately. If he does, and maybe he's gonna surprise me, shoot me a text and let me know you listen to the pod, because we were both crazy about Thon Maker, and that guy ended up being a bust. Super sad. Love you, Thon. But did you think about your guy?
Yeah, I did. And I can't think of somebody off the top of my head. I mean, I know there's definitely been guys that like my team's gotten that like I've fallen in love with, and then like they absolutely did nothing. But I'm drawing a big old blank right now. I mean, one recent one, and he's gone now, but like off our team, not dead. Is like Jeremy Chin from the Panthers.
Oh he's gone from the team. Who did he go to?
We didn't re-sign him.
Where'd he go? Is he anywhere?
Philly.
I love him in Madden, dude. He's a great player in Madden.
I'm pretty sure he went to Philly.
He's a bargain player.
Yeah, and I don't know if he just fell out of like with the coach scheme or whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna be real upset if he goes to Philly and starts going off again like he was his first few years. But like he was one that I was like really heavy on, but now he just fell off, and I hope he gets what he wants, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always fun. Like, there's so many people that I've been high on in my time. One dude Romeo Langford. Dude plays for the Spurs now. I don't know if he's going to get a contract next year, but I thought for sure he was going to be a baller.
Oh man, Ji Zhaolin, remember him?
Ji Zhaolin,
Zhaolin.
Yes.
Yeah. I was really like, I remember he got like drafted like 9th or 10th or something. Like it was like he wasn't a first like overall pick, but he was up there. and I remember it was like Yao Ming was popping a little bit, so like Chinese players were real
big,
hot at the moment, and I remember him coming in, and they were just like, he's like Yao, but he's like Dirk, where he could like move around and shoot, and I used to love using him on 2K. I would always get him and bring him over, but yeah, that was, but he was also he big bust.
Big bust. Nikola Jovic. I don't think me and you were ever like high on him.
Yeah.
But like you used a shot in 2K, fell in love with it. It was like 2K23.
Yeah, and he's not bad.
Yeah, no, he's playing for his national team this year. I think he plays with Jokic.
Yeah,
right?
they both play. Yeah,
they're gonna
dude, Serbia's team.
That's gonna be a good team.
It is a good team, dude. Like, they got a lot of NBA class players on there.
Yeah. I think the Olympics might be one of the best like overall like Olympics
like for basketball.
Mm-hmm. Like there's just a lot of talent. If everyone's playing healthy, unfortunately Kristaps isn't going to play for his team. Like that'd be nice if he played because that's how he like kind of really reestablished himself before he went to the Wizards. Like before his full season with the Wizards, he was balling for the FIBA games that they had like last year. Or 2 years ago, and I think that just carried over to the Wizards, and hopefully I wish he would have played. But
and it's always fun to see teams like players like Manu Ginobili, for instance. Like, Manu was good for the Spurs, but like Manu was never like the number one guy, and then he goes over to Argentina, and he's the number one guy for their team pretty much, and wins wins the Olympics, not a championship, but wins the Olympics.
Yeah,
and that's always cool too. Where it's like, what if this guy did have his own team in the NBA?
Yeah.
Like. Would it be the same result?
Like Lauri Markkanen too. Like the years ago, like his year before, like the year before he was about to play for the Cavs for the first time after the Bulls blew it up from him, and he had this like a really good freaking showing. Maybe it was a couple years ago. He just had a really good showing. Everyone's like, "Wow, this guy's balling in FIBA," and he carried that over, and now he's it's the Jazz, but he's the best player on the Utah Jazz, and he's kind of a baller. He's a sought-after guy for this offseason as well in terms of potential trades if the Jazz decide to move a different direction. But I'm drawing a blank. Crap.
I don't know. Olympics, man. I'm hoping USA's number one.
Yep.
I'm hoping we get all the gold.
It's always the best.
Some silver.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Olympics, dude. Just us as a country, we're all sports fans. We cheer for different people. We hate each other sometimes.
I'm gonna watch people dive in water.
Exactly, man. We're all gonna be cheering for one team.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
They're going bicycle probably at some point. I'll cheer for that. I'm gonna cheer for
the T20, the cricket team. Like USA's cricket team qualified. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good. I think.
Yeah, so that's gonna be something to watch too. I mean, esports apparently is gonna make its way at some point.
Skateboarding's supposed to be there, I think, this year, right? It was supposed to be in Tokyo.
I think we talked about that last week, and we did not know the answer to that.
I think skateboarding's supposed to be in there though. But I'll cheer for that. When they swim, I'm gonna cheer for that.
Oh, yeah.
If the Olympics are on, baby, and the Americans on that screen,
America,
I'm gonna cheer for it. Now, if the Japanese soccer team's on the screen, I might cheer for them. They were electric. I think the last Olympics they got real close to winning.
I think they were a Cinderella. Weren't they?
And it was in Tokyo. It was in Tokyo too. I think that was like the special thing. So of course, I'll be rooting for America.
Yeah.
But if we get out in soccer, Japan could take. I watch a lot of Blue Lock. And they talk a lot about the Japanese national team on there. So they're like Gokus to me. They're Superman and Super Saiyans over there.
All right, before we move on to the final topic, NBA Finals prediction for next year. One with your heart, one with your brain. All right, Scooter.
All right.
One with your heart, one with your brain.
All right. So I will say that with my heart,
yeah,
the Charlotte Hornets win. Close
against.
It's a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Against the Memphis Grizzlies.
I honestly, Memphis could be coming next year.
Memphis could be.
Memphis could actually.
If Ja actually plays basketball, but no, but
your brain.
With my brain, the Charlotte Hornets. No, realistically, it's hard to not say the East has to get a lot better for the Celtics not be the one that's representing the East. So,
Everybody's coming back.
Yeah, I mean
Everybody.
Yeah, I mean, so it's gonna be
Whole Celtics squad.
yeah, y'all. The East are gonna really have to do something crazy or a team. Then the problem is the only team that I can see getting anywhere close would be the 76ers, maybe, or like if something happens with the Pacers where they.
I think the Pacers are a sleeper next year.
But they have to get. Not they are not going to beat y'all with just Pascal Siakam.
Yeah,
they
we'll
have
see
to.
what they do.
They would have to get like a Paul George move. Like they would have to get like a crazy.
But maybe Benedict Mathurin or like Andrew Nembhard like takes a next level. Like this is year 3 for Benedict Mathurin. He could take a next step. I know he was injured for a lot of this last year, but like he could take a next step. Andrew Nembhard coming off the Eastern Conference Finals and now playing for Team Canada this offseason, he could take a step up. I think who plays basketball in a way that can compete with the Celtics is the Pacers. Like, let's be real. Pacers gave the Celtics the biggest fight this postseason.
Yeah.
Like, the Mavs beat us one time by 48, and then we routed them in Game 5.
Well, that was because they were injured. Luka was hurt. And Kyrie was mentally
Nobody
hurt.
was saying Luka was hurt when everyone was saying Mavs in 6.
And that's because
now Mavs losing
that's because
5. Now he's injured.
Jimmy Butler wasn't on with the Heat.
Yeah.
And Giannis wasn't with the
getting
Bucks.
Routed.
And
the Heat were getting routed.
Everybody was hurt, and that's why. But but the West is really the thing that is going to be the hard one to really pin down because, I mean, so does Anthony Edwards feast on these moments that happen and learn to just be a little bit better of a player? Do they realize that maybe Rudy Gobert isn't the move, they get rid of him, or just he doesn't have the amount of money they paid them? It's hard for him to take a back seat. But
I mean,
do you do that?
Back seat, he doesn't really do much other than play defense.
But you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, less time.
Is that what happens, or does Luka get more help in Dallas? I guess that's going to be really the big thing that happens there. But if I had to go with just teams that are constructed right now, Oklahoma City?
I think Oklahoma City could take a big lead next year. Just that experience, getting at least to the second round is big for a team that young and a team that good. And
Chet's just going to get better. And
Jalen Williams is going to get better. Shai's going to, get not even say get better because he's so freaking good, but he's going to keep finding ways to just slightly improve his game.
And they have a possibility of
getting a star or somebody, getting rid of Josh Giddey, giving some capital back for him, and then adding somebody else that can help space the floor better than Josh Giddey.
Yep. So I mean, with my head, I would have to probably say it would be an OKC Boston matchup.
That would be all electric. I would love that matchup.
But to be fair, if that is the matchup, I don't know if. And of course, it just depends on who all comes back for you guys too, I guess. But
everyone's coming back.
Is everybody coming back? Everybody signed?
Yeah, everybody signed for next year. Not a single person is going to be a free agent. Somebody important, at least. Nobody important.
Yeah, I like to be combative. So I'm going to say 4-2 OKC. Go ahead and put it in.
Go ahead
and
lock it down. Get that money now.
4-2 OKC next year, NBA Finals. The Finals MVP is Chet Holmgren.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
See, I think we're gonna kind of go backtrack a little bit, but I think something a lot of people aren't talking about for this playoff run. Everyone wants to talk about injuries, and like why certain teams didn't do good because of injuries, this, injuries, that. Let's look at the healthiest team for this whole playoff run, at least like up to like the second round, because after that, none of the teams were healthy after that. The Denver Nuggets, the team that won the championship last year, didn't have any serious or severe injuries. They couldn't even beat a Minnesota Timberwolves team that didn't have Rudy Gobert in Game 2. Like, they got down 0-2 in that hole as a healthy team against a team that wasn't healthy for one of the games, but healthy the rest of the way. But I think that's something that's crazy, and why winning a championship, why you should never put an asterisk on a championship, and why winning a championship is hard, because the healthiest team in the playoffs was also the team that won the championship the year before, couldn't even get to the conference finals.
Biggest target on their back.
And that's fine.
Biggest target on you'll see next year.
I can't
big
wait.
Target is put on your back.
Fucking
yeah, but the problem is you don't play in the West.
Yeah,
you got the easy East.
East.
The E stands for easy.
That really hard
Yeah.
champion of the West really gave us the business.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah,
God.
they weren't the right
That's
champion.
the champion of the West,
Yeah,
right there.
well,
by the way.
that's
Jesus
because
Christ.
Kyrie was
Yeah,
on there, and
Kyrie.
I tried to tell you
Kyrie did,
weeks
yeah.
ago that Kyrie sucks.
Yep.
I tried to tell
in
you
that same podcast. I think you said Mavs in 6.
because I believed in Luka, because I believe so much in Luka, and I still do believe in Luka. I think Luka will use this. I definitely don't think this is Luka's last NBA Finals.
Oh fuck! No.
And I think
I hope it's not. I really personally I hope it's not.
And if he can find somebody that Boston fans absolutely don't hate 100%, he might be able to win with them. But
Yeah.
if they have to
Get Gordon Hayward on that team.
Okay, so this is a fun exercise.
Yeah.
Next year, NBA playoffs happen. Mavs, Celtics, back in the
Yeah.
finals. Oh, dude, what a shit show it'd be if Kyrie plays great through all the playoffs and then gets back to Boston and just
God, dude, that
I just
mental
don't know what
force.
that does for that has to tarnish something a
Dude.
choke job instantly has to not
Can't say it doesn't bother you anymore because it clearly does.
yeah, it clearly does, and I already think that he's one of those soft superstars, bro. Like there's certain superstars that you can definitely tell let the shit get underneath their skin.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's one of them. Kevin Durant's also one of them too.
Yeah.
Where they just
Yeah.
they let it get underneath their skin, and no matter how much they want to be that guy that
Yeah.
it doesn't, they make burner accounts for a reason.
Yeah.
And where I think you have other guys who are about it. I would say even though Anthony Edwards got his ass handed to him,
He's about it. He ain't afraid.
he's about talking that shit, and once he's getting his ass beat, he's like, hey, damn. but
Jason Tatum's the complete opposite. He's
Yeah.
decides to look at the positives of it. After losing game 4, he just kept saying on to the next one. If it's not, even if we lose again, it's not over.
Yeah.
we still got multiple chances. Every superstar is not built the same, but yeah, superstars like Kyrie and KD that can kind of crumble under that type of stuff are definitely red flags, especially if you keep matching up against the Celtics in the finals. You kind of got to be well, if we keep matching up against these guys, we got to get rid of Kyrie because he can't do it.
Because
We gotta-
if he's going and how many? Because like I said, I don't think this will be Luka's last finals. But how many finals necessarily are you willing to
sacrifice
to
keep Kyrie.
keep Kyrie? Because clearly the Celtics. So if you want to think, okay, if you're the Mavs and you're okay, we're number 2 in the league right now, right?
Yeah.
Because Celtics are number 1, and we truly believe we'll be back next year.
Uh-huh.
Those are the guys you're going to have to play probably.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want Kyrie to go so if you'll have me, I won't have you anymore. I won't have you anymore. And you know what? LeBron would get his wish.
Get Kyrie back.
He would get Kyrie back.
Swap AD. Oh, dude, Luka and AD.
If that's what it is, or I would take every young. I'm taking Reeves.
Yeah, get Austin Reeves, yeah.
I'm taking anybody that can literally be somebody that Luka can throw to.
Austin Reeves would be a good
But
guy.
I'm taking the 2029 first round pick. I'm taking
Bryce James. I don't even know what draft year
yeah,
it is,
but I'm. If that's where Kyrie wants to be, I'm sending Kyrie out there. No hard feelings, bro. But
yeah.
Luka needed you.
Yeah.
Luka absolutely needed you.
The only
and
two
they,
games you showed up were in Dallas.
And they like you said, they played for Luka and Kyrie to win, to beat them. And I feel like Luka did enough. Even though I'm not saying Luka shot perfect
No,
but
he played insanely. Offensively, he played great. Other than game 1, I think was his worst game, but even then he was still balling.
And then hopefully defensively he'll now see,
average.
I know Luka
the importance, yeah.
Luka made a lot of comments, I think, about how easy it is to kind of play in the NBA at times, and maybe this is a moment where he realizes that, oh shit, when you're playing
in the highest point in the season, you have to be able to be both ends. But yeah,
yep.
I mean, I think it's going to be a great, interesting year next year. But I also want to put people on a little bit of notice, Jason Tatum jump shots in the playoffs, from just shooting jump shot 30% from the field. That's bad.
Yeah,
that's not Jason Tatum.
No.
Kristaps Porzingis was injured for almost the entire playoffs. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I'm just saying, we just won the title. Jason Tatum shot 30% in jump shots. He does not do that year after year. He did that in the NBA Finals 2022 yet. Sure, he hasn't played very well overall in both finals appearances. He led the team in points, rebounds, and assists, still shooting that bad. But I'm just saying, some teams got to reload. Some teams got to figure some shit out because we're coming. I'm not saying next year. I'm not saying the year after that. But these next 3 years, somebody's got to step up and really get a team that can challenge us.
So did Jaylen Brown deserve the Finals MVP over Jason Tatum?
Jaylen Brown 100% deserved the Finals MVP
over Jason Tatum.
Over Jason Tatum. He played the first 3 games that we won. He was the best player on our team. Mm-hmm. Game 4, scratch that shit. That was them playing as desperate as they possibly could. Game 5, Jason Tatum played an amazing Game 5, but also at the same time, we were ahead the whole game. We didn't trail the whole game. Like he was playing well while we had the lead. Front runner shit that everyone talks about. But also, every single game, Jaylen Brown accepted the challenge guarding Luka. Obviously, he got put in pick and rolls and got switched off.
He played him at like half court.
He played him full court a lot of the times. Like he accepted the challenge on both ends, and I think that's what puts him over the edge, like for Finals MVP. And he worked his fucking ass off, and he definitely deserved it. If it would have gone to Jason, I'd have been like, yeah, that's because Jason Tatum. What difference between 2022 and 24? When he wasn't scoring the ball in 22, we were lost. When he had the ball, we were lost because he couldn't do what he was doing in this year. Like he played such a great playmaking role for us that it separated us. Like you trying to shut him down. Yeah, he's going to miss shots, but other possessions, he's not going to take the shot. And he's going to dish it off and get a beautiful assist. And it's just, that was the difference. Jason Tatum played his role and he played his role perfectly. Jaylen Brown stepped up when he needed to, hit the big shot in Game 3 when it seems like we were about to lose it, like lose the lead that we developed, hit that big shot. And yeah, he deserved it. So happy for him. But yeah,
he's about to get a lot of money.
Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
He's
about to get a lot.
About to be the highest paid, and then I think Luka will probably overtake him after he signs his contract. But it's been a really long episode. But one more thing. What's happening outside? Outside
What's outside of sports? What's happening?
Outside of sports.
What's happening with you?
Well, we're still playing EAFC. I know we haven't talked about it in a couple episodes. We went through a really long, hard, tough road. We are now currently in Division 2. Shout out to our boys, Sean, Levi, and Marty. Those boys put in that work to get us through those promotion games, and they got us to Division 2. We're more than on defense. FC is more than grateful, and we can't wait till your guys' contracts come up. We are going to pay you so much freaking money for coming
as much as we can.
As much as we can. We're on a budget here.
Yeah, we're on a tight
We're going to pay you more than what you're getting paid now, which is probably $0. You'll probably get $1 maybe from us, but we're going to pay. We're going to take care of you. Other than that, outside.
I mean, The Boys came out. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
I haven't watched The Boys yet.
Boys is awesome.
I gotta watch it.
Star Wars Acolyte, lot of controversy around that. I'm enjoying it. I kind of like the NBA, like haters. I kind of just block out people that hate on shows. I kind of just like to form my own opinion before I see other people's opinions.
Star Wars fans are never happy too.
Star Wars fans, just like NBA fans, never fucking
happy.
The House of Dragons. I know you're not a Game of Thrones guy. Hey, everyone, I need y'all to smash the like button for us on this episode on our Twitter account when we post it, and I need everybody in the comments to be like, Skylar, Scooter, watch Game of Thrones. Watch Game of Thrones. Watch Game of Thrones. He's never watched Game of Thrones.
Not a lick of Game of Thrones.
Not a lick of Game of Thrones.
Not a lick of Game of Thrones.
House of Dragons Season 2, Episode 1 dropped on Sunday. Fire. Cannot wait for it.
We're not talking about the dragons.
You would love the show. But yeah, everyone, we got to get Scooter on the freaking Game of Thrones / House of Dragons train. Because this shit's fire.
I'll never indulge it.
Hey. If you guys can get us to 30 listeners on this episode, will you watch it?
No.
40?
No.
50?
No.
60?
No.
70?
No.
80?
No.
100?
No.
Come on, man. What does it take? Come on.
1,000 listeners.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So
we're not watching. So he's not watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Or they'll prove me wrong.
But y'all really, you gotta harass him. Add him on Twitter. He gave you his @ so you guys know his @ now. Harass him and get him to watch Game of Thrones / House of Dragons. Tell me about all the good parts.
Tell me about the Red
Battle
Wedding.
of the Bastards.
Yeah, tell me about the mountain smashing that guy's head. Tell me about Peter Dinklage looking off into the sunset from his cell. Tell me all the good parts that I should go watch.
Just give it a shot.
I won't watch it.
But
Jon Snow, just like Jon Snow, I know nothing. Except I clearly know a lot. For a show I've never watched before. I know a lot. I know a bit about.
what's going on with you though?
Not much, dude. Like, I just been chilling. You know, I've been hyping myself up for the trip. You know, just
EAFC or the AFC,
and
Charlotte FC.
Yeah, Charlotte FC, baby. You know. Besides that, you know, just been catching up on the boys. I watched it one time, but me and the girlfriend are catching up on it now.
I kind of want to rewatch it too. I watched like a recap after I already watched the last season because I'm just dying for boys content. And I want to rewatch it again. It's so fire.
We were watching, and spoilers for the boys.
Spoilers upcoming.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert. Okay. At the end of the last season, when you know. Homelander comes down and he brings his son Ryan out and he fucking lasers that guy in the head. Like, I'm sitting there and I hate doing this to her because like I don't want to be like, babe, you're not paying attention to the important parts.
I do that all. Go ahead.
But like, like while this is about to happen, she's just like on her phone and like fucking around with stuff, and I'm like, babe, you're about to miss like a really important part. Like, you're about to see Homelander's about to realize he can do whatever the fuck he wants. You're not about to see it. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, like I always feel bad because like. I know she likes it and she pays attention, but I just feel like anytime she goes to check her phone, I'm just like, this is literally the most important part of the show.
Dude, Harley does it all the time. Like, she'll be sitting on her phone. I'm just like, hey, watch this. Watch right here. She's like, oh. I was like, I've seen this. Watch this.
They
please.
just don't care about this show like we do. Dude, they just don't care. They don't want to know every little detail of the story.
And that's when we watch a show for the first time together. She's just like, oh, why is this so important? I was like, did you not watch what happened 30 minutes ago? Are you kidding me? Like, you're not invested in this? Like, your life depends on it?
But if I do it and she does know it, she's like, she gives me like this look, and I'm like, I'm sorry, this is the time that you actually knew who this random character was. Like I just want to make sure you understood the importance of what was about to happen. Yeah, well, that's like a buddy of mine. We were talking about Invincible, and he'd never watched Invincible before, and I got him to watch it, and like he watched like the first 20 minutes of the first episode, and like he came back to me and he was like, yeah, I just couldn't get into it. And I was like, bro, like you got to get to the end of the first episode. Like the cool shit happens at the end. And it took like 3 months of me trying to convince him to watch it. And then one day he came back and he's like, yeah, I watched it. It's all right. I'm like, it's all right. Like Omni-Man just fucking went in there.
Just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't like how at the beginning that they were just showing me characters that didn't matter. And I was like, they were world building. He was like, yeah, no, I just didn't really like that. I was like, you don't like world building? Like, what is your...
Can't believe you watched Invincible. No. But, oh, wait, never mind. You watched... I was just about to say, can't believe you watched Invincible but haven't watched The Boys, but you've watched The Boys.
Yeah,
I still need you to watch Game of Thrones. I mean...
Yeah, it's just... There's a lot of content, and I heard... that it doesn't pay off at the end.
It does pay off at the end.
I heard the end is bad.
I don't think it's bad. They just rushed it. I feel like they could have. So like when you watch like the first like 6 seasons, it feels like they're really just like it's really like a great storytelling, and they're not rushing anything. Then you get to the last like 2 seasons, it feels like they're like, okay, we're trying to wrap this up. We're trying to wrap this shit up. Let's go. And it's just fast paced when it doesn't feel like these shows aren't supposed to be fast paced, and I feel like that's what they did and why they ruined it.
And part of me is I'm just not a huge like medieval like
really.
Yeah, that's just never been like. Also, like Lord of the Rings, like I've watched the original Lord of the Rings, but like I never was like, like when
Braden's so mad right now, he's screaming at you.
Yeah, well,
he's like bastard.
Back when I was in middle school when the Lord of the Rings movies were coming out.
Oh wow!
And so like
showing his age a little bit.
Yeah, showing my age a little bit, but when they were coming out, and what we were able to do was if we read the Lord of the Rings, we could then go to a field trip to go see the Lord of the Rings, and that was the only reason why I wanted to go do this was to get out of school.
Freak yeah,
man.
So
I read it. I don't remember reading it, but I read it because I went on the trip.
Yeah,
watched the movies, and like they were okay.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
but it was
Braden may never listen to this podcast.
It was just a bunch of walking. You know, it was just a lot. It was a lot of walking and a lot of breakfasts, and you know. They didn't have enough of what was their names, Gimli and Legolas. There wasn't enough of that. I feel like that should have been just them killing and counting how many they've killed.
Yeah,
that would have been a cool movie.
Yeah,
but that wasn't that. We had to hear about a lot of Frodo and Sam. Yeah. Sam should have got more. Sam was the best guy. I think. You know, but it just never caught out to me. You know, and there's a lot of games that like when I try to play that. Like Skyrim, never really got into Skyrim.
I never
stuff
did
like that.
I
like,
wanted to.
that setting doesn't get to me. I'm more of a cyberpunky, futuristic,
Yeah.
I guess, type of guy when
Yeah.
it comes to like movies and books and just like entertainment like that. That will really get me enthralled. Just like Red
Dead.
Red Dead was a great game. I understand how,
Gosh,
but
I love
but
that game so much.
never finished it. One, because it was very, very long, and
Very long.
and I played the same game, but I was able to drive cars around places.
Yeah.
And sometimes the horses were very slow, and just
Yeah.
just like the old timey.
Yeah, old timey stuff,
Just
not like
wasn't- yeah.
technology type.
Yeah,
shit
it wasn't for me.
yeah.
Great game though.
Great game.
Yeah, great game.
That
I-
game makes me emotional.
It's a very beautiful game, and I heard it's very sad,
Yeah.
but I'll never experience it because I just can't get past riding the horsies for too long. I got a whole day and ride this horsey for a real long time.
Hey, it makes your finger starts to feel like what your butt would feel if you were riding on the horse. You
Yeah.
know, it starts to hurt a lot.
Is
You're
that
like,
what
wow.
they wanted me to do?
I mean, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah,
That's our life.
that's it.
Yeah.
And as always, thank you so much for listening. This has been On Defense,
Yeah.
the only pod that you're allowed to listen to. I am Scooter Van Gogh. That is at Scooter Van Gogh on X. He's Roman Rubio. That is at Roman Rubio 14 on X. We are
Damn
On
right.
Defense Pod on X.
Damn right.
So you better be able to find any of us to say things to us at any time that you want to on the internet, because that's how it works.
Damn right.
Oh,
Damn right.
Oh, oh. You sound like Hank Hill for like, oh, oh. But thank you so much. You'll have a great night, great day. Bye.
Bye.